Look around you. Who wins in this world? The kind, the honest, or the ruthless? Why is it that those who play fair, who work hard, who follow the rules, are left behind, while the most cunning, the most ruthless, the most unapologetic take everything? It's not a mistake, it's not bad luck, it's how the system is designed. From emperors to CEOs, from warlords to billionaires, history makes one thing clear: power isn't given to the deserving, it's taken by those who understand how to seize it. And that leads us to the real question. Why? Why does the world reward the merciless? The answer lies in one of Nietzsche's most dangerous ideas, one so unsettling, so brutally honest, that once you understand it, you will never look at power the same way again. So let's strip away the illusion and expose the dark truth about power, morality, and why the strong always win. The myth of fairness. Since childhood, we've been told a comforting lie. We're taught that success comes from hard work, talent, and integrity. That if you just do the right thing, if you stay honest, if you play fair, you will succeed. But history, business, politics, they tell a very different story. Power doesn't reward those who deserve it. It rewards those who understand its mechanics and exploit them. It's not about who works hardest. It's about who controls the game. It's not about who's most talented. It's about who silences the competition. It's not about who's the most moral. It's about who wields morality as a weapon. Let's look at 3 brutal examples of how power actually works. 1. Corrupt politicians always win. Politics isn't about justice, it's about influence. A politician who manipulates the system, silences opposition, and tells the public exactly what they want to hear will always rise higher than one who clings to integrity. History proves it. Leaders who bend the rules don't just survive, they thrive. They rewrite laws to protect themselves. They smear their enemies before their enemies can strike. They manufacture crises to consolidate their control, and the people follow. Because power isn't about truth, it's about perception. A well-timed lie will always be more powerful than an inconvenient truth. 2. Ruthless CEOs dominate industries. Business is not about fairness, it's war. The companies that survive aren't the ones who treat their workers best. They're the ones willing to cut jobs, crush competition, and exploit every possible advantage. If you refuse to lay off workers while your competitor slashes costs, who wins? If you play by the rules while your rival bends them, who dominates the market? The economy does not reward kindness, it rewards dominance. And the billionaires at the top, they don't follow rules, they write them. 3. The dark histories of great rulers. We love to romanticize history. We tell ourselves that great leaders were noble, just, and honorable. But the truth is much darker. Julius Caesar didn't rise through honor. He betrayed the Senate, manipulated the people, and seized absolute power. Napoleon didn't conquer through fairness. He rewrote the rules of war, crushed his enemies before they could react, and built an empire through sheer force of will. The strongest don't follow the system, they break it. So if morality is just a tool of control, what is the real force that drives the powerful? The answer is even darker than you think. And once you understand it, you will never see the world the same way again. The real game of strength. For centuries, people have been told that morality is universal, that good and evil are absolute truths. But Nietzsche disagreed. He saw morality for what it really is: a weapon, not a divine law, not an objective truth, but a tool used by the weak to control the strong. Because in reality, power is not evil. Power is not corrupt. Power is the fundamental force that drives all human beings. And those who understand this truth, they rule the world. Nietzsche's most dangerous idea. Most people believe life is about happiness, peace, or survival. But Nietzsche argued otherwise. He claimed that humans have one true drive, one ultimate goal that shapes everything we do. He called it the will to power. It's not just about political control. It's about psychological, intellectual, and creative domination. It's the force behind every empire, every revolution, every work of genius. Those who understand it thrive. Those who ignore it are ruled by those who do. So what separates the powerful from the powerless? Nietzsche called it master versus slave morality. Master morality, the mindset of the powerful. The powerful do not follow the rules of the weak. They define their own path. They take what they desire. They do not wait for permission. To them, strength, ambition, and dominance are virtues. They don't ask, is this fair? They ask, will this make me stronger? Because to the powerful, morality is not a restriction, it's a tool. And those who refuse to use it are destined to be controlled by it. Slave morality. The mindset of the weak. The weak do not seek power. Instead, they fear it. They resent those who rise. They demonize those who succeed. They convince themselves that submission is virtue, because it's easier to believe that than to admit their own weakness. They cling to humility, obedience, and suffering, not because they truly value it, but because they have no other choice. Because when you cannot rise, you tell yourself that rising is evil. So if history is shaped by those who reject conventional morality, what are the traits that separate the powerful from the powerless? The answer lies in the psychology of the ruthless. The psychological traits of the powerful. We like to believe that power is won by intelligence, kindness, or talent. But the truth? The world doesn't reward the best. It rewards those who play the game of power and win. And those who rise, whether in business, politics, or war, share specific traits that set them apart. These are the psychological weapons of the powerful. 1. Ambition. The relentless drive to rise. Ordinary people settle. They accept the life they're given. They follow the path society lays out for them. But the ambitious, they refuse. They are never satisfied. They do not wait for opportunities. They create them. And most importantly, they do not stop. No amount of rejection, failure, or struggle can break them, because they understand one thing: power is not given, it is taken. 2. Decisiveness. The power of taking action. The weak hesitate, the strong act. Because in the game of power, indecision is death. Opportunities do not wait. If you spend too much time thinking, analyzing, or doubting, someone else will take what could have been yours. The powerful understand that action, even imperfect action, is always better than paralysis, because hesitation is what separates leaders from followers. 3. Fearlessness. The willingness to take risks. The road to power is dangerous. Failure is inevitable. Loss is guaranteed. And that is why most people never take the first step. They fear rejection. They fear judgment. They fear losing what little they have. But the powerful, they embrace the risk, because they know that fortune favors the bold, and that those who refuse to risk are doomed to serve those who do. 4. Strategic ruthlessness. Knowing when to play dirty. The world preaches fairness, but fairness is a lie. Those who follow the rules blindly. They are used by those who understand that rules are only real if you believe in them. Every great ruler, every powerful leader, every dominant empire has one thing in common. They knew when to play fair and when to break the game entirely. And that is why they won. But power is a double-edged sword, because many who rise eventually fall, and the real question is, why? The answer will change how you see power, forever. The fall of the powerful. Power is intoxicating. It turns men into legends, rulers into gods. But history proves one undeniable truth: no empire lasts forever, because the same force that builds kingdoms destroys them. Ambition creates power, but unchecked, it breeds arrogance. Ruthlessness wins wars, but uncontrolled, it creates enemies. Strength commands respect, but without wisdom, it leads to downfall. And so, even the strongest fall. Let's look at the brutal reality of power's inevitable collapse. Julius Caesar. The target of his own success. Julius Caesar was unstoppable. He rose from a simple general to the ruler of Rome. He won wars, crushed rivals, and became the most powerful man in the empire. But power comes at a cost. His success made him invincible, but it also made him a threat. The Senate, the very people who once praised him, now saw him as a danger to Rome, and so they turned on him. On the Ides of March, his closest allies, the ones who once followed him without question, stabbed him to death, because when power grows too large, it must be eliminated. Napoleon. The man who conquered too much. Napoleon was the ultimate strategist. He reshaped Europe, crushed his enemies, crowned himself emperor. But power has no limits, until you reach too far. Napoleon's hunger for conquest made him invincible, until it made him reckless. He marched into Russia in the winter, and lost everything. His own ambition became his greatest weakness. His own empire, the one he built through sheer force of will, exiled him. Power, unchecked, becomes destruction. Modern business giants. The arrogance of success history doesn't just repeat itself in war and politics. It happens in business, in industries, in corporations that once ruled the world. Blockbuster laughed at Netflix. Kodak ignored digital cameras. BlackBerry refused to adapt to smartphones. And what happened? They vanished. Because power is not just about gaining control, it's about keeping it. And the moment you stop evolving, you start dying. So what's the solution? If morality makes you weak, but ruthlessness leads to destruction, what is the real path to power? The answer lies in balance. The true path to lasting power. Ruthlessness alone is not enough. If you want power that lasts, you need something more. Because domination without strategy leads to collapse, and strength without wisdom leads to self-destruction. The world is not ruled by the strongest. It is ruled by those who understand balance, and those who follow these 4 laws of lasting power. Law 1. Reject naive morality. Morality is a tool, not a universal truth, not an unshakable rule. The powerful do not blindly follow the moral codes of others. They see through the illusion. They understand that virtue alone does not lead to success, because those who play fair are ruled by those who don't. Law 2. Embrace strength. Build yourself into a leader. Power isn't just about manipulation. It's about commanding respect, ambition, confidence, decisiveness. These are the traits of true leaders, not just in politics, not just in business, in life, because people follow those who know where they are going. And if you want power, you must become someone worth following. Law 3. Stay strategic. Know when to be ruthless, and when to build alliances. Even the strongest don't stand alone. Julius Caesar built alliances before taking Rome. The greatest leaders throughout history did not just conquer, they united. Because power is not just about crushing enemies. It's about knowing when to build bridges, and when to burn them. Law 4. Adapt and evolve. Only those who change survive. The world does not stay the same, and neither do those who rule it. The greatest leaders, the most powerful rulers, never stop evolving. They stay ahead. They see the future before anyone else. And those who don't, they become history. So the final question is, will you be a pawn, a tyrant, or something greater? The choice is yours. The final truth about power. Power is not evil. It is not good. It is a force of nature. Like fire, it can destroy, or it can build. It all depends on who wields it. Power is a tool, not an evil in the hands of the weak. Power is wasted. In the hands of tyrants, power destroys. But in the hands of the wise, power shapes the world. Because the truth is, power does not corrupt, it reveals. It exposes who you truly are. A leader, a manipulator, a visionary, a coward. Power does not choose, you do. The final challenge, you have 2 choices. You can be a pawn, playing by rules designed to keep you weak, or you can take control and master the game of power. Not through blind ruthlessness, not through naive morality, but through strength, strategy, and wisdom. The world belongs to those who are willing to claim it. The only question is, will you? If this message resonated with you, subscribe, challenge yourself, rise above, become more. And now, one final question for you. Is morality a weakness, or can true power exist without ruthlessness? Drop your answer in the comments, because the discussion doesn't end here. It's just beginning.